we are here. And we are going to Kesennuma around 3 o'clock after Professor Imamura's presentation. And we're going to spend whole day tomorrow around this area. And after the meeting, we back to Ichinoseki and catch the bullet train going to back to Tokyo. I sort of make it larger. It was here. And in the morning, we are going to visit this Maine area in order to see the NPO people. And then afternoon, the Karakura area by sightseeing, seeing and talk with the government people and rangers, especially the one who we heard to protect forest for oyster farming. And I have chance to get their presentation of Mr. Hatakeyama, who will see him tomorrow. We invited him to International Society Conference on Sustainability Science, and this is his presentation with his permission. I'm showing what kind of things he has presented and what his NTO has been working on that. And Kesennuma, this is a sort of overview of Kesennuma city, 273,000 people, and in here. And majority of the industry is tourism and fishing, especially tuna, bonito, and salty. Especially tuna is going to not around here, but also like Pacific Ocean. Sorry for that. 30,000 trees have been planted on up to the Okawa River, which flow into the bay. That's children living along the river were also gathered to see. More than 10,000 of them have participated in programs. They were provided hands-on education about linkage man, forest, river, and sea. They believe they have a nutrition supply from their children involvement study and program with us, linkage with man, forest, and sea to human being. And for forest planting, build forest to enrich the sea. For the environmental conservation and protection, they have protection in animal plant based on scientific research finding, utilize natural energy and practice and agricultural lifestyle. And then earthquake happened, 2011. This is a picture taken from his boat, and the tsunami is coming. And his family thought he's dead, but fortunately he swam to that island, and he stayed there for several days. And there's no way to communicate with family, even though they're only 10 kilometers away. So he was one of the very lucky person. And after tsunami, 10 days after that, only 10 days, coordination to accommodate the external aid agency, meditation between city council and aid agency. There's a lot of goods coming to the city government. However, they don't know how to deliver it. So by resumption of the NPO activity, this is in April, 1 month later, scientific research overseas, they have contacted how much debris is accumulated in the sediment of this bay. And annual tree planting ceremony, I think Professor Takuchi can explain these things better. And picking up the beach cleaning. Beach is also filled up mud and sand and mud, and they have to clean that. Not only bad sand, but also many things in environmentally friendly reconstruction. They have a little bit changed their way than they used to be doing. Then launch a portal website. Low motivation at work because they have a heavy subsidy. Every day they can receive $100 just cleaning debris. Then many fishermen has lost their motivation. Collapse of living due to long-term voluntary services. Voluntary service is just voluntary service. Voluntary service cannot be their lifetime. Job. This is only temporary. This work cannot support whole family. But there's no if we utilize money or manpower or material in a very efficient way, that will be the very big power to restore the region. This is one idea of Mr. Hatakeyama. The pyramid. The top is companies that are still capable of recovering on their own. Second is company that may be able to recover if provided assistance. Company that have low level of resilience. This time, actually, most of assistance going to this part, not here. The one who run by elderly, old people, and sometimes, hey, I have bills there. Why I need to work now? I just stop working and maybe go to Tokyo and just live with my son. That might happen. So the society is losing power because of this bottom, base of the pyramid, the people, not really base of the pyramid, base of this triangle, their company is losing family. This presentation is almost 2 years ago. He made this presentation, 2012 in Arizona, ISSS. So I want to see how the situation has been changed. His company, he also has his own company, he's around here. I don't know, maybe here, he is so creative and he can do many kinds of things. In the afternoon, this might be a little bit old one, but we moved to Parakua Peninsula and introduced some activity of the Ministry of the Environment again at the Isaribi Park. And we can go to the visitor center and tsunami center. You can experience I'm not quite sure what kind of tsunami experience you will get. Let's see. How I don't think it's real one. I think it's virtual reality or something. So we'll see. Going to there, and we will have a stakeholder meeting with Tourism Association, City of Kesanuma official, and ecotourism guys, and including, of course, the rangers from Ministry of the Environment. And since the meeting with NPO in the morning is to start from 10 o'clock. So my proposal is we leave hotel a little bit earlier to see around that area how this area is. When I was a student, he was a teacher, assistant professor, and I think he's like my brother. I always talk with him. At that time, he was relatively free. Yeah, after some time, I saw he's working with his girlfriend, with his current wife, around there. But now, it's maybe good to do that, but he's becoming quite busy. But I'm very lucky that we are having him here to talk about 311 tsunami. And as everybody knows, he's a professional in coastal and tsunami engineering. And he's also one of the founding faculty of the Institute of the Disaster Environment at Tohoku University. Now for my viewers, I also want to enjoy the presentation.
Thank you very much to introduce myself for you. So I'm the Fumihiko Imamura, Vice Director of the new Research Institute of Disaster Sciences, which just started 1 year after 2011. We have the huge damages and many lessons. So we try to compile all experiences and some knowledge after the 2011. So thank you very much giving me the chance to introduce you our activity and some research output about the giant earthquake tsunami. So before talking about the 2011 in Tohoku, I'd like to show you some history of the Earth about the earthquake tsunami. Just this is the record of the giant earthquake, more than the magnitude 8 or 8.5 in the world. So in the beginning of the 20th century, we have the Colombia and the Ecuador. So more than the 8.7 8.7. So after that, the such activity of the earthquake decreasing. However, after 52 Kamchatka, you know, 963, it is the biggest earthquake in our record on the Earth, magnitude of 9.5, and followed by the 94 Alaska. So it is kind of busy, very active time in terms of the giant earthquake. And sometimes the tsunami follows. So after that, the activity decreasing again, and now we are here in the beginning of the 21st century. After 2004 Sumatra in Indonesia, huge tsunami affected this area. So around 300,000 people died. So we have, after that, 2010, Chile, and 2011 is Japan. So again, we have the 60. So you know, this is the south part of the America. So we compiled many data of the earthquake and also bathymetry in the Pacific Ocean. We try to simulate the most biggest tsunami at the time. So tsunami is very typical long wave. This propagates to the many directions, controlled by the water depth only. This information was sent to the Japan, but at the time, even we have the many experiences with tsunami, but no idea the tsunami affected Hawaii, continue to attack Japan. So that's why we have the very big issue. So 5 years later, in 1965, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center was started in Hawaii. Plate. So every day or every years, we have the kind of stress which are accumulated, and one day it's released. So it is the earthquake. So then we try to look at the historical event of the earthquake tsunami to see the some cycle or repeatedness. So which should be again happened in the future. So this is kind of the table showing the historical earthquake information on documentation. So we have some kind of gap. However, for 400 years, from 1611 or 16, at the time, the samurai started to govern this area, and many people started to writing some diary or report. So we have plenty of the information to know some frequency of the earthquake. So by using this kind of data, for example, before the 2011, this is the average of the movement of the plate for years. So this one is the Pacific Ocean pushing or subtracting underneath of the Japan. So Japan is a kind of press and moving from the east to west. So this is the stress to generate earthquake. So that kind of stress. So this is actually three-dimensional. So we can see some situation of the earthquake, which happened just boundary between the Pacific Ocean and our Japan continental plate. So this is a very good example to see where earthquake happened and what is the situation. So this kind of information provides us some idea for the next earthquake generation. But this is not prediction. So we can say when or where they accurately. So anyway, this kind of data we compile. So we provide a kind of scenario which is the target of the mitigation. So this is the example of the result of the earthquake tsunami. This map showing of the tsunami. However, if we see some area in Miyagi, this tsunami height decreasing because historically the earthquake tsunami happened in the Iwate side and less here. However, 2011, more large earthquake, more than our history, it's delayed huge earthquake tsunami. This is the Sendai port area and station here. So this is around 3 kilometers, total 5 kilometers. Tsunami like this. And we know some many events, and Miyagi, it happened more than 11 events for 400 years. So it means every 37 years we have an earthquake. So this is the average of the cycle. So which was our target. And this is also, however, the epicenter, main energy release like this. In the north and south, less. That's why we have aftershocks. Okay. So the many stress accumulated almost uniquely or same. But in the main shock March level, most of the energy is, but this area not. Has many experiences of the tsunami and many damages. So to save our people, Japanese government already started tsunami warning more than 50 years ago, almost same time as the US. So whenever earthquake happens, we can get some information tsunami might have or not within 3 minutes. So in the 2011, it is said we have the good information about the tsunami in terms of the time. So 2 o'clock afternoon, almost same time, Friday afternoon. So earthquake happened 46 minutes. So tsunami, the speed is 700 kilometers per hour. So around 20 minutes, negative wave reach and positive wave come. And the coastal area of Sandy is very complex. You can see a kind of energy concentration in the bays. And tsunami reached to the Sendai area. Sendai Bay is shallow, less than 100 meters. So tsunami propagates slower than and tsunami reached to this area. And please look at the kind of reflected wave. Tsunami is not only once, many times apart. So once tsunami goes and come back due to the gravity on the earth. So you can see reflected wave, and it's propagating to the another area and reach to some area and amplify and come back again. So you can see a kind of oscillation of the tsunami in the very wide areas. So JMA, Japan Meteorological Agency, cannot cancel the tsunami warning more than 1 day. So 1.5 day, tsunami continue like this. So half of energy propagates to the Pacific Ocean. So it is the big wave. So not only this side, but the other side, the half energy propagates. Second one to Hawaii reach to the Hawaii, and 11 hours after, tsunami reached to the west coast. And 22 or 23 hours after, tsunami reached to the Chile or Peru. So in 96, Chile tsunami come to Japan, and this time from Japan to Chile. So we have very what can I say, some kind of relationship with Chile.
Yes. I have a question. This kind of simulation is very impressive, but is there actually data that where you can verify this kind of simulation? For example, the predicted arrival time and magnitude and structure of the wave in Hawaii and South America, is that confirmed by any measurements?
Yes.
Yes.
This simulation already compared with the major
Okay.
So once we can get information on the magnitude and some location on the earthquake, we can put some information into the tsunami simulation.
So the simulation is actually adjusted to agree with measurement.
Yes. After,
Okay.
yeah.
It's not purely theoretical.
Yes. Yeah. And also at the same time, in real time, we have some information in the ASCII, so we can carry out simulation. So it is a kind of prediction in real time.
But here you can see time. You can see structure on the order of 2 kilometers or maybe 10 or 50 kilometers. Do you trust that? I mean, is that real, or is it just the numbers that came out of the simulation? Can you see, for example, in Hawaii, did you see time structure that exactly follows this very detailed prediction here?
Yeah, almost. But this is a kind of first approximative simulation. And if you need more detail in the shore, so we can have another simulation with the final grid. So we have the parallel.
And what kind of computer reading power is needed to do this kind of simulation?
It's very good.
Is it supercomputer or is it a laptop? I mean,
laptop cannot.
no. You can generate something like this on a laptop, whether it's accurate or not.
Yeah. But the workstation, or of course, a supercomputer is very good. So this is around 30 hours. It is production time. So we can complete the time. However, in the Pacific Ocean, only 2% are done. One in Indonesia and one in US, due to the public announcement of one. And also some information from Japanese company, broadcasting company, it's announced to the people in other countries in real time, especially NHK.
That's counterfactual. Well, what's the basis? 2 people died. What's the basis for estimating how many would have died if the information had not been available? How is that done?
I see. So we cannot, but it's very important. Yeah.
For instance, how large in wave height was the tsunami when it hit California? What was it? How high?
Maybe 5 to 7 meters, and especially plain area, so easily come and big inundation. And also, at the time, some damage on the infrastructure and some housing, but only one part in US. So anyway, this is over this kind of the damage. But please look at carefully. So at the time earthquake happened, our liquefaction and tsunami come, and you can see the building, especially surface. This is window and this is wall. No cracks, no serious damage here. However, you can see the bottom. It should be have some pipe for the foundation stand. So it means that some pipe in many areas with debris. So it means there's some ships and cars, more than 440,000 cars are moved by the tsunami. Yes. And also inside car we have a battery. Okay, you can imagine that if some salt water come into the vehicle, especially EV, so some flash from go up, lift up and down, and this shape coming propagate to the shore. So here we have only potential energy mainly. However, if the tsunami reaches to the coastal area, potential energy change into the kinetic energy. You can imagine that water in the dark, storm surge, and many big waves, and it was planted more than 400 years ago. At the time, samurai, in Sendai, starting to develop the city of the Sendai, but at the time, 1611, another earthquake, you can see some big sedimentation, and you can see a kind of debris flow and attack to the many community area by the safety community against the earthquake tsunami. And he planted the green belt and the canal, and this area are not allowed. However, 100 years or 200 years, people come back without no permission. Yeah. So this area are affected. So what is the recommendation now to the resident city? So we need sometimes the overflow. So we need second layer to reduce the tsunami. So planted is good, but it should be elevated. So actually, this is very, very small shrine. So it's built more than 1,000 years ago. The name of the shrine is the Namiwake. Namiwake means separating way. So it is very, very.
Thank you very much. If you can throw some question to him, I think he will be able to answer.
This morning there's a presentation about the national parks and stuff. So how does that match with this planning that?
Yeah, actually, we have not direct relationship, but we encourage some area to keep as the national park. So it means we try to keep the natural condition, and sometimes they keep some damaged area by the tsunami. So it is kind of the memorial area to see what happened in the case of the tsunami.
So you said the green belt.
Green belt.
Green belt. Green belt. Sorry, I have no idea. Some key in the national park.
Yeah, you've had this horrible experience, and you've done a lot of modeling now and thinking about the future and so on, but I wonder about the rest of the coast of Japan. I mean, other cities, further north, further south. Is there an equivalent sort of concern and effort and planning and anticipation for the rest of the Japanese coast, including, I suppose, the west? I suppose there is there a possibility of a strong earthquake in the Sea of Japan, or is that not possible?
Especially the west part of Japan, we call the Nankai. This is the very high risk of the earthquake.
Are they? How preoccupied are they? I think I know the answer.
So actually, just after the 2011, some people in the west, or Kobe or Niigata, helped us immediately. Yeah, and also they shared experiences with us. This is a lesson to enhance some awareness or enhance the contact, increase our activity. So this is still questions. But anyway, yeah, the rest of Japan, we are very aware, and we already started. Thank you.
Square to compare the magnitude of the impact of the different tsunami. But I'm just wondering in the multi-level case, so the 510,000 people, those numbers suffered, are they the people who are affected by the nuclear power plant?
Back to the warning situation, it looks like the main issue for March 11th was the initial underestimate based on the size of the data. Fascinated by your diagram of the stress generation and all of that data. What are the next steps in the science and understanding better the evolution of the stress and resultant earthquakes and the relationship with tsunami?
Thank you very
Where
much.
does the science need to go now?
Thank you. No, very important question. Okay, so I'd like to answer to the first question. So now we have the two improvements. One is the more high range of the seismic methods. Yeah, we have many issues which cannot solve now. We can say I'm the engineer. I can provide some scientific information based upon some analysis or measurement. But some kind of the decision are not controlled by some scientific.
My first question was whether that is in fact controversial. And in a sense, this follows on from your previous comments. Looking at it socially and politically, is this something that creates problems? Basically, leaving the coast for various kinds of coastal defenses and moving
Inundation or some risk. Then people starting to discuss. So this is very high risk that many people are living, or some school or many important buildings are here. So it takes long time to change the land use. Then we need a big money. So after the tsunami, yes, we have now discussion, relocation, or arrange. But hopefully before, so because we know already the risk of the earthquake. And the second question, host. So it's very important, but I can no idea to get some good solution or to give some idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking about an event that occurred in France not long ago, where there was a big storm in the Atlantic and a surge, a very powerful surge, which inundated an area on the west coast of France and killed some people. And the meteorological institutions and warning system was criticized by the Prime Minister, for example, saying that they had not adequately warned about this storm, which they could see coming. I mean, it's low pressure. Otherwise, we'll have more of these false positives, if you like. And then people start getting used to these are not. They may have some residual uncertainty, no matter how many cables and how many buoys and how many supercomputers you have.
So yeah, exactly we have the same situation and the same problem. So time and accuracy. Short time, high, low accuracy, and many uncertain, and any time. But the people in charge of some community or some people are very much confused due to the flood of the data. So we need to modify this kind of data every time. So we need a discussion.
Usually pine trees are planted, and it makes a very scenic landscape. But some people told me that pine trees not so appropriate for the defense. Is it correct, or is it any discussion?
Yeah. The pine tree. So it is very, I can say, very popular and very much with the some ocean side. It is salt water and very high, hard situation. So you are going to the Kesen, so please look at the situation and to see the reconstruction now. Thank you.
Thank you.